What's up, guys? I'm Undertaker, and you should subscribe to my channel. Seriously, do it. Go hit the subscribe button. I need YouTube rank. In this video, I'm going to be talking about how Hypixel seems to be making the game worse with every update that they add, because they're removing the aiming enchantment. If you don't know, the aiming enchantment is the enchantment that allows you to basically not have to aim your bow. If you shoot your bow, the arrow will go to the target. And now, that enchantment is only going to work on dragons. They say in their recent forum post, aiming becomes Dragon Tracer and it only works on dragons. So the aiming enchantment is no longer in the future update. So as of right now, these changes are not live, but they will be changes. It's a forum post made by Minikloon. It'll be linked in the description. I'm going to be going over it in this video. They're also nerfing strength as well. Strength will no longer provide 20% of its value as base weapon damage. They say that the current damage function currently has two problems in their opinion. Its multiplicative nature leads to very large difference between low/mid-game players and top-end players. This makes it challenging to create new combat content for a vast range of players. Oh, by the way, this is also complete BS, because there's a lot of items that don't require aiming that do this very thing, and it's basically the whole point of endgame items. You can't expect an aspect of the Jerry to be on par with the freaking Hyperion. It's simply stupid. So this is just complete nonsensical bullcrap. And if you think I'm biased for some reason, I literally don't do combat, and I won't do combat. So these changes literally do not affect me as a player whatsoever. But I'm still of this opinion, because it's quite evident that it's also not really just an opinion, it's also factual. Why do you think most of the real YouTubers aren't playing Skyblock anymore? I mean real YouTubers, not some random idiot with 25,000 subscribers. I'm talking about like Technoblade, Hypixel, someone like them. Look at Hypixel's reply to this forum post. He's the #2 reply. He said no, he doesn't like these changes. Why do you think all the real YouTubers stop playing the game? Because they're just tired of this BS. The game is not getting better. It is getting worse, and it's continuing to get worse. And probably a lot of people are going to disagree with me, but I have balls and I speak my opinion. People are probably going to say, Undertaker, you're a complete freaking idiot. It's over an aiming enchantment. You're stupid. Why are you thinking this over an aiming enchantment? I've had this growing frustration with Skyblock for months, even before Dwarven Mines. Dwarven Mines kind of fixed that for a little bit, but as the updates continued to suck, as Mushroom Desert was just glitched, as they just add all these unnecessary balance changes, some of them are necessary, but I don't think the aiming enchantment was necessary. I'll get into why they did it later. There's so many bugs. I get reported so many bugs on my server. It's just a growing frustration with what they're doing with this game in general. And don't give me, Undertaker, they're doing their best. They don't have a great large staff team. It's quite impressive what they're, okay, no, because they can choose what they add to the game. It's not like they have to remove aiming enchantment. There's different ways of implementing things. There's better ways of implementing things. There's better ways of doing things. Just because they did it one way doesn't mean they have to do it that way. There can be disagreement, and that disagreement can be completely valid. If you don't agree with me, doesn't mean you have to rationalize your opinion based off of nonsense. They should just hire someone to fix the bugs, and they should do more of what the community wants. I talk about this more later in the video. If they don't do what the community wants, the game will die. The strength conversion, blah 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 blah. Basically a bunch of nonsense with this, and I can understand how the damage is an issue between the low and late game players, but that's not necessarily because the weapons do too much damage. They could simply just add more locations for different types of players to utilize what weapons they have access to with the amount of money that they have. They don't have to add content that's for everybody. They could add content for the early mid-game and late end-game players, and it'd be completely balanced and fine. Some of these islands simply aren't intended for certain players, but they're acting like every island should be for everybody, but that's just not how it works. Maybe that's how it works in a dream fairyland world. Perhaps the admins have ascended to a dream fairyland world while Undertaker and his profile picture are living on Earth. The admins are simply on a completely different planet. But we're talking about somebody like me. I have like a 10 billion coin net worth. NAU doesn't say that, but I have a lot of stuff in my island. I'm just using myself as an example. They're trying to make content that someone with a 10 bill net worth can play, and someone with like a 10 mil net worth can play. That's, in my eyes, kind of stupid. Yeah, sorry, I misspoke. I don't think it's kind of stupid, I think it's frankly idiotic. Because in regular games, there's content, but it's a progression. But in Skyblock, there really isn't that. All the early game islands suck. There's no late game combat island. There's dungeons, that's about it. There's so much more productive things they could be doing rather than pissing off all the late game players and players that really fuel the game. I mean, I'm sure no one's happy about this. Oh boy, the aiming enchantment that made it super easy for me to do slayers and all these other things that I just took for granted and never thought they would remove is going to be gone. I'm so gosh darn pleased. I can't, I'm so excited. Why even do this? I mean, there's so many Skyblock bugs. Heck, the Mithril Golem pet is still in the farming recipes. I mean, this minor things like that and all the way to major things that I can't even talk about on my channel because they're exploits. I know a ton of stuff. It's ridiculous. And now let's talk about why they think aiming is bad. We believe aiming has been toxic for the game for at least 2 reasons. Players can basically kill every single monster in area constantly at the expense of other players. Oh no, it's not like there's any other weapon that does this. It's not like the Jerry Machine Gun does this. No, it's not like any other weapon in Skyblock does this. No, it's just the bows, guys. Trust us. It's only the bows that basically kill every single monster in an area constantly. It's not like the Jerry Machine Gun even does that better. No, it's totally a valid reason, guys. Just trust us on this. We're not removing it so we can add other weapons to the game that make it so you have to use those items. No, it's not that, guys. Trust us. We're making other items bad, and it's not because we're adding new items that replace those items, and that's totally not our plan all along. We can just see right through it if we just break it down. It's stupid. It trivializes the point of ranged combat across the game, aka you don't need to aim anymore. That's the point of the aiming enchantment, buddy. What did you think about when you're adding it? Oh, I'm gonna add this aiming enchantment that allows it so people don't have to aim. Wait, we want people to have to aim, so we're gonna remove the aiming enchantment. If you really think about it, when was the last good Skyblock update? Dwarven Mines, in my opinion. And don't say Dante being removed, because the only reason that was good is because Hypixel completely ruined their game for like 20 days when Dante was the Overlord, and the only reason it was good is because he's not there any longer. That was just attempting to get Technoblade to come back to the game. 100% that's what it was. And all the other updates, the Mushroom Desert Island has many problems, a lot of bugs involved with that. For one, I was wanting to make a video about the mushroom profits, and the mushrooms in the Mushroom Desert don't regrow. The cactus in the Mushroom Desert doesn't regrow. That update, if you think about it, is just trash. It's a new island. Cool. How much time have you spent on that island since the update? Probably not very much time. I understand they have to take these things in steps, but I don't understand why they can't balance good with the bad. Sure, there's an end update coming. Sure, Dwarven Mines Part 2 is coming. So maybe this will turn out to be something that people kind of look over in the future like, oh, they did that, but they added all this stuff, so it's cool. Those updates better be good, or else I'm going to be even more frustrated with Skyblock. And if you really believe that it's getting better, take a second and think about the last 6 months. What have they done to give you that idea of it's getting better? What have they done? Name one thing, I'll wait. Oh, that's right, you can't name anything, because they just haven't done anything to make it look like it's getting better. The bug situation is getting worse. They're adding updates that make people angry. The storage system is garbage. I understand there's a valid reason for that, but there's always different ways of implementing things. It's not getting better, it's getting worse. This game, Hypixel Skyblock, was better when they released Dwarven Mines compared to right now. The game was better then compared to now. There's no denying it. And then he goes on to say, everyone who had aiming on their bows will have it converted to Dragon Tracer automatically. We're using this lull in the meta where Boomerang is the top non-mana range weapon to transition this enchant out of the game. Maybe the end update won't suck, but I don't think they should be trying to add content that everybody can play. I think they should really focus on mid to early game content that only those people can play, and then content for late game players only. Make it so you don't have to nerf the late game players so you can add more items that did what the other items did that you nerfed. I mean, with this update, cool and all, but they're just nerfing all these things, so our items are going to be worse, and then probably the items are going to add are going to replace the items we're using now, and those items that they add will be just as good as the items that we were using now, but they're nerfed, so they're not. You understand what I'm saying? It's just what they're doing here. They don't have things very well thought out. There's not that much of a game plan. They're just like, well, we need to add some more items, so we're just going to nerf all the other items in the game so we can make these items items, replace those items as the best, and they're going to be the exact same as the other items. They're just going to be better now because we nerfed the other ones. We're Skyblock players, and the admins train us to like these updates because we don't get that many updates, and most of the updates we get are completely garbage, and they're just nerfing these items, and then they're going to add new items that are going to replace those items, and those items are going to be the exact same except the other ones are nerfed. We're just trained to like these things. We're trained to be happy, but we should really see it for what it is and call them out on it, and maybe they should give reasonable explanations for things instead of saying things that I can easily poke holes in. Like, I just completely demolished the reasoning for removing these things. Not the strength, because whatever, but aiming enchantment, that's just like the Jerry Shin gun. You can spam your Jerry Shin gun. You don't even need to aim it. You can literally just do this. Do I need to aim this thing? I'm lagging a little bit, so it's not really spamming that well, but do I need to aim this? No, I don't. I can just walk like this and everything dies. It's like you're just a complete clown. These admins are just incredibly incompetent. I'm saying it. I'm fed up. I mean, I was about to quit Skyblock a little while ago because the update they added just was so bad. It's just giving me even less faith in the admin's ability to just be competent and add decent updates. What is it? Like with the TV shows. Why do these TV shows get terrible after a couple seasons? Do the writers forget to write? Do the Skyblock admins forget to make good updates? I don't know. I'm just saying it like it is. Facts don't care about your feelings, and I'm spitting facts here. So if you're offended, if you don't like what I'm saying, you're living in a dream fairyland world and you're not seeing reality. Just hire another developer to patch bugs, and I'll stop complaining. I'm not even complaining. I'm just irritated. When was the last good update? Apart from Dwarven Mines, the Jacob's farming stuff, there hasn't been very many good updates in a long time. A year ago, we were complaining about not having any updates, and now we're complaining about all the updates being trash. So I just hope that the end update is decent. I just hope that Dwarven Mines Part 2 does not suck. That's all that I want, and patch some of the bugs for God's sakes, and then maybe, just maybe, the community will not be set on fire. But anyway, that's a conversation from Undertaker. That's my thoughts about this. I actually have to get back to mining now because mining is my life. Have a great day. Subscribe to my channel. See you guys tomorrow. Goodbye.